Morning, guys. This is Recruit Academy 14, Delta Squad. Family day. We're ready to cut this car open and get our simulated victim out. I'm Elaine Davis. This is Brandon Tremblay, Joshua Jenkins, and Anthony Bowling. They're going to go get everything set up, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing today. You guys good?
Yes.
All right. So, vehicle extrication is a really important part of what we do. Stafford County has a big part 95. We've got a lot of back roads. Vehicle accidents happen. We need to have a really safe and efficient way to get people out. So you're going to see him do a couple things. Obviously, we're going to stabilize the car. That's our first priority. As we work on the car and apply different forces, we don't want anything moving around. So you'll see him go around the car and stabilize it and make sure everything's safe and nothing's going to move. You'll see them move through a couple different techniques. We're going to break windows to gain entry. Our goal is to get the patient out as quickly, safely, and effectively as possible. So the first thing they're going to do to try and gain access to the victim is they're going to break some windows and try and access the doors. We want to be quick and efficient, so if they can reach in, unlock a door, and open it that way, that's our fastest way to get to the patient. For today's presentation purposes, they're going to go through a couple different methods. So assuming that they can't reach in, open the door, they're going to move into popping that door hinge so that they can open it up. After they open the hinge, they have a couple different options. They can cut the door off entirely if there's a patient they need to gain access to, or they can use that point of access to go in, address the patient, make sure they're okay, and protect them from any further extrication efforts. Using the hydraulic spreaders, a lot of people call those the jaws of life. And they're going to insert those spreaders into the gap where the back of the door meets the body of the vehicle. They're going to try and pop that latch so they can open the door on its latches. When we use the jaws of life, the hydraulic spreaders, it takes a little bit more than what you would typically see in the movies. If you push it into the perfect spot, you might be able to get it in one try, but typically we're going to need to reposition those a couple times to get the desired effect. So they've gotten the back latch open. Now they're going to go ahead and remove that whole door, and they're going to start by taking the spreaders, putting them into where the hinges are, and starting to weaken that attachment point. We've got 3 people there, so we want to have 3 people working. They're going to continue to go around the vehicle and work access points all around and to accomplish whatever they need to accomplish. So you see Bowling there. He's going to open the door. He's going to manipulate that latch and open the door to gain access to the patient. Once he's done that, he's going to go get something to protect the patient. We can use tarps, we can use blankets, we can use bunker jackets that we have on the vehicle. And our bunker jackets, our PPE that we wear, is really durable. It's designed to protect us from these kind of hazards, so it's great to use for the patient as well. We're going to go ahead and cover up the patient in the front seat so that they're protected from any glass or anything that's going to fall on them. And patient protection is always our priority. We want to take care of a patient. Pretty close to getting that driver's side rear door completely off. As they do that, they're going to be thinking about how to attack the driver's side door as well. Alright, they've got that driver's side rear door off. At this point, that center post of the vehicle is what they're going to be looking at next. Now, the center post of the vehicle has a few really important components. The seatbelt tensioners are in there, and those have cylinders of compressed gas that we need to be really careful about. So they're going to actually go into the car and they're going to peel back the covering on that center post, and they're going to make sure that they know if there are any compressed gas cylinders in there, and they know where they are so that we can avoid them as we continue to extract the patient from the car. So Bowling's going to go ahead and work the windshield of the car. The windshield and the rear window of the car are made from laminated glass. So you have one panel of glass, you have a piece of plastic, and you have a second layer of glass. And that piece of plastic is going to hold that whole window together as it breaks. So none of that should be falling on the patient. If something does happen, they have that bunker gear, they're protected, and we're getting more access to them. So they've got the driver's side door open. Typically in a front end collision, the compaction of the front of the vehicle can cause the dash of the vehicle to push down on the patient, and it makes it difficult for us to remove them. So what we have to do is we have to get access the very front of the driver's side door so that we can actually use our hydraulic tools to lift that dash off of them so that we can get them out of the vehicle and get them medical attention. So they've got the driver's door off, they're making great progress. At this point, they're going to start looking at that dash. They're going to make some relief cuts to make it easier for them to lift the dashboard up and off the patient. In the event that the vehicle is placed in such a way that we don't have access to all those sides, another option that we have is actually removing the roof of the vehicle and accessing the patient that way. So you see Jenkins there with our Sawzall, and he's looking at that back post, and he's going to start making cuts at the posts so that we can free the roof, lift that off in one piece, and get access that way if that's something that we need to do. So as you can see, he's taking some of that interior trim and pulling it off to the side. When we do that, we can see those seatbelt tensioner systems, we can see any airbags that are in there that we don't want to set off, and we can really get a good look at what we're doing and make sure that we're working as efficiently as possible. So at this point, they've accessed the patient, so for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to go ahead and break that glass and continue cutting on the vehicle. When you saw that back windshield glass, great. Some newer cars, they've got that laminated glass. That rear window was made with safety glass, so that's actually just going to shatter, and it's designed to shatter in such a way that there's no sharp points, there's no sharp edges. All that glass is going to be relatively safe if it's falling down. On the driver's side of the car, you have Bowling. He's got our hydraulic cutters. He's cutting posts that way. On the passenger side, you have Jenkins. He's using the Sawzall. We have a lot of different tools that we can use to gain access and apply forces to the vehicle and do what we need to do to get a patient out. Now they're using the spreaders. They're going to take that passenger side rear door off and continue to take apart the vehicle. They've got that passenger side rear door completely off. It looks like now they're going after the passenger door. Got that passenger side door completely off. There are no more doors on this car. They're starting to cut posts. So in order to peel away that interior trim and get a look at that A-column, Jenkins is using our Halligan bar. Our Halligan bar does a lot of different things for us. It gives us great mechanical advantage. It's got pikes, it's got an adze, it's got forks, it's got a lot of tools that we need in a ton of situations. Forcing cars or forcing doors. It's kind of our everything tool. So you've used the Sawzall. We're going to go ahead and move to the heavier duty hydraulic cutters and get all the way through that post. So if people have used Sawzalls before, they're a pretty common tool. What you may not know is they're excellent at cutting through vehicle glass, especially the safety glass in the windshield. It cuts right through, keeps it all together. They're going to go ahead and take that roof up and off the car. Now with each part of this extrication process, they're getting more and more access to the patient. A lot of times you only need to open one door and we can get that patient out right away. Depending on the type of accident, the type of car, what's happened, it may take a couple different things or everything that we've got to get that patient out. And he's out on his way to the hospital. Good job, Delta.